Good morning on the captain's log. We have Bret Ernst, my longtime friend, comedian extraordinaire, and we got a lot to talk about, buddy. It's been a year, right?
Has it been a year?
Well, how long's it been? Longer or shorter?
No, dude.
I think it's between 12 months and 14 months.
You know what's crazy, man, is in our business is that, like, I'll see somebody and, yeah, thanks, pal. And you're like, God, it's, like we see each other once a year.
Right.
So it's like 5-10 years will go by and you don't realize it. I just got to mention that I am literally doing a podcast. I'm filming us in the car.
Yeah.
Doing a podcast in the car. This is where we're at right now in society.
And we're good.
Well, we had one of our radios cancel.
Yeah.
And because the guy got hurt on the air. I guess he poked his eye or something.
He poked his eye. Flying Brien poked his eye. He was flying maybe, and he just bam. I don't know.
They get hurt doing radio.
How do you not notice that my head's like half shaved?
I didn't notice that.
You didn't know it was so short, my hair?
Was it always short?
No, it used to be longer, remember?
I have no idea, dude. If I knew you got a haircut,
yeah, it's
I'm a
never
dude.
this
Come
short.
on. I don't even recognize when my wife gets
No.
a haircut.
That's not going to help your situation. No.
So what's going on?
I don't know. We're just, the club's been busy.
How does this work? When did you start this?
13 years ago.
In the car?
Yeah.
Did I do this in the car before?
I think you've done it a couple times.
Oh, okay.
I was so memorable.
I don't remember. Remember doing it at your house.
Oh yeah, we did. Oh, so that was right.
And then doing it in the lobby of the hotel.
A few times we used to switch it all around, but I think the last time we definitely did it.
But you got a whole setup here, man. You got GoPros, you got this, you got the. That's
we
awesome.
got to tell people we're live. They don't see it that it's live in the corner. You know, we got to add a little extra.
How you doing with the alcohol business, the vodka?
It's been good. It's been good. Matter of fact, the next 3 weeks in a row, I have trade shows all around Florida.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited with that. Monday, then the following Monday, and then there's one in Naples. My distributor has like 1,500 wines in his portfolio, and they do that show like once a year where they invite all their clients, to come out and buy and check out the new products, and so that's good. I'm happy. This is my first time I'm part of a distribution trade show.
Nice.
So that's good because there's built-in customers. Your customers are already coming to buy stuff. That's what they know that they're going there to buy. So it might be good for me.
Cool.
What are you doing? You've got your little traveling set up now. What's going on?
Yeah, I got my little Osmo.
Yeah.
Just document, like, I'll cut it up this morning and then put it up for promotion, just doing radio.
Yeah.
In the morning. It's good for local stuff.
It is.
And then, just shot another season 3 of Cobra Kai, and
which is me and my kid's favorite show.
Do you really like it?
Dude, we sit in bed. I sit with a 14-year-old dude. The car rides itself.
Does it really?
14-year-old dude, and 13-year-old daughter. And we freaking sit on the bed and we watch the show. They're both black belts.
Oh, your kids are?
Yeah, both the kids.
So they must really love it.
They love it.
It's crazy because, people that aren't fans of the show, of the movie, a lot of young kids love the show because of the kids and the karate.
They probably went back and watched the damn movie, right?
And then their parents love it because that was our generation.
Back in the day, I had to do a book report. And you got to read the book and then write a little write-up, right?
Yeah, I know what a book report is.
Yeah, well, I didn't know if you've done many. Don't lie, you did not.
I've winked all of them.
So this is the best. So I wrote the whole script about the movie, and I included them. I said movie probably 50 times. And the teacher goes, you're supposed to read the book. I go, no, I did. I just got confused. She's like, no, you definitely read the movie because the book is different than the movie. I'm like, how is the book not the same as the movie? That's bullshit. Did you know that?
I didn't even know there was a Karate Kid book.
Yeah, I didn't either. Maybe I made that up too. Maybe that's how she knew.
My buddy, my co-host on my show, it's really funny, but he told us this episode, we were talking about like the best lies.
It's a podcast.
A podcast.
Well, tell him what it is.
It's called You're on the List, but we've taken a hiatus because he's shooting a series right now.
Yeah. By the way, my guest, Bret Ernst, Off the Hook Comedy Club. You're going to love his show. one of the all-time favorites here at Off the Hook Comedy Club. Tonight, Thursday night through Sunday, Bret Ernst. Go to offthehookcomedy.com. Guys, if you use BE19, you're going to get 2 free tickets right now. How can you not love the captain's log?
What's 19? BE19.
2019.
Oh, okay.
Kumba.
So my initials to 2019.
Yeah.
Okay.
No 20 though, just 19.
19. BE19. Is it capital BE?
It doesn't matter. It's not sensitive. It's not case sensitive, you know?
What the hell was I talking? Oh, so we were talking about book reports. Never mind. So he was telling a story when he was a kid, how he got an A on a book report called Friends and Horses, but he made it all up. Like he made it. It
wasn't even a book?
No, and the guy who wrote it, and it just sounded like a legit kid's book. So
that's even better than my story.
Yeah, he just made it up. Teacher had no idea. So one of our listeners made the book Friends and Horses. I forgot the author's name, but it sounded like
oh, that's awesome.
But he just winged it right there.
A girl got me on a post the other day, this son of a bitch. She wrote there was this tombstone. It was Freddy Krueger, and it had the freaking like Freddy Krueger.
Right.
And she writes this whole thing. Did you know that, you know,
it was a true story? You believed it?
Dude, I saw this post. I was like, bullshit. So she got me.
You thought Nightmare on Elm that you were convinced Nightmare on Elm Street was based off a true story?
Yeah, she was so good. Because the girl, like, it's totally out of her thing. It's not in her wheelhouse to do that.
You know, it's based off a true story. A lot of people don't know, but Jeepers Creepers is based off of
Really?
Yeah, really.
You know what's based off a true story? It. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah, I know, Brian. Yeah. Okay, we're rolling with a bit here.
I gotcha. So tell me what you're doing. How's married life, man?
It's good, man. Good.
That's it?
Yeah, you know, it's 10 years I think we've been together.
Oh my God, 10 years.
9 or 10, yeah.
We've been buddies now, what, 15 years?
When did you open a club?
2005, but you probably came in 2007, so 12 years, I guess.
Is that the first time I came?
I think 2000, I want to say 7. You probably didn't come in the first 2 years because I wasn't bringing such big names like you. I was bringing lesser caliber, and then I started bringing all big touring guys.
I got what you're saying.
Yeah,
you started working with the Improv, right?
No, I started with the Improv at the very beginning with them.
Dude, I loved Marco Island, man. It was one of those gigs that like you'd have Dice in a.
I know.
You had Kevin Hart in a fish restaurant on an island.
And Sebastian, your buddy,
yeah,
he hated the club. I don't know why.
Listen, the original club was, it was a stage.
Different, right?
It was a stage in
of course,
in your restaurant,
yeah,
with a shark head behind it.
Because it was a restaurant built as a restaurant,
right?
And then what happened was after really like the BP oil spill, that's when I was like, I gotta just do more comedy, because if I sit here and try to sell seafood, everyone thinks it's tainted with oil. So I started doing more and more comedy, and then I built that big huge stage. Man, it was a pretty big stage for that size. Matter of fact, bigger than the stage I have now. Still.
Well, this one is more conducive because you actually built it as
right. It's a club.
But like you had like props and shit,
right?
Donkey Kong barrels on stage. I mean, look, man, it was a good time back in the day. We had a great time when Bob was bartending and the staff, and it was just fun. You'd take people out on the boat.
And the people, the comics, I think, really helped spread the word and get the buzz going.
But the only problem is that if you came in the off season, nobody was on the island.
Right. Yeah. So I had to bring everybody.
I remember Jim Jeffries was there, and he took the audience outside for a cigarette.
Literally outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was crazy. So.
But yeah, it became one of those you got to do the fish place, and then it just became and morphed. It's so funny the way things start and how they become and what they become. People don't realize you just have to do it, whatever it is that you want to do, and then just do it, and then it manifests.
Is that how you started comedy?
I mean, look, I stepped on stage just like everybody else at an open mic, but
in Fort Lauderdale,
Miami. Well, technically New York was the first time, but
really,
yeah, but
what
really
was that
New
like?
York. Just walked on stage and started talking, but I did something at the college I was at, And then I was doing college radio. I always wanted to be in radio. It's weird. Like, I back then, it was different. We didn't have podcasts and all that other stuff. There was no... The internet was around, but it wasn't like it is now. You didn't have all the social media sites. But anyways, the point is that you just put that first step forward and then that second step forward. Like, you decide I'm going to do comedy in my restaurant, and now you own the top club on the West Coast.
Yeah.
It didn't start that way.
No, right, exactly.
That's what I mean. So, like, there's most people that want to go out and do things in life that they're afraid to take the first step, but you don't know what that's going to morph into. Like, I had a degree in broadcasting. I didn't use any of that until I remember one time I was hosting a show on MTV, and I'm like, I'm using I didn't realize, I just ended up using my degree in broadcasting. I just went to play football. That's why I went to college.
Yeah. That's true. That is true.
So, it's just taking that first step. Anyways, it's just amazing when you hear the beginnings of somebody's story and how they end up and where they end up.
And your story's great. So the question I guess I have is, you're a storyteller, right? You tell a lot of stories about the things that happen. Oh, a little accident here, a little fender bender. Hey.
Stop rubbernecking.
You tell a lot of stories about life and things that have happened to you or things you've done through life. Do you write those stories, or do you tell them and just keep telling them and then they become better and better and better as you tell them?
I would say, I know I write on stage, but a lot of comics do that.
Right.
So, you have, so what I'm looking for. You have two types of comedians. You have the comedians that write off stage and bring it to stage, and guys that bring life to stage, just write on stage. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I get it.
But there's a bunch of guys that work that way. Bunch of guys.
Yeah. And so when you're home, do you just think of ideas that you have?
Yeah, I'll have a premise in my head, or something I want to talk about, or something my wife has done, or something that I'm like, I got to tell this story. And then, when you're on stage, like, for instance, in my last special, which has over 700,000 views now already. Which is phenomenal.
Thanks. Tell everyone where they can find it.
Just go to Bret Comedy. Bret, you mean all 4 people watching?
Yeah, but there's going to be 10,000 by the time the weekend ends. Easy.
I said, go to Bret Comedy, Bret with 1 T. .com. But yeah, it was just featured in Men's Health magazine as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Why, it's healthy to laugh, or you're just sexy?
No, they did an article where comics recommend other comic specials, so they showcased 5 of them, and Chris D'Elia recommended mine. I recommended Neil Brennan, and then it went from Joe Coy, I believe. I forgot who the other 2 were, but anyways, yeah, and it's just something that I did on my own. Like I said, you put that step forward. I tell all artists this, man, is that, you're in the business for selling tickets. Right. So whether somebody's good or not, I'm sure it weighs on what you enjoy to watch. But it has no bearing
on who sells tickets.
On how you're making money.
Absolutely.
Right.
Bob.
Hey, there's Bob.
Hey.
We were just talking about you.
His ears were burning.
Yeah. So he had to do the back by popular demand. You know what? That comes from the when I had no credits.
That's right.
And you were like, back by popular demand.
But the thing is that everybody wants to see the show.
Well,
so what do you say? This guy's an asshole. No one wants to see him. No, you want to tell everyone he's the best.
Well, that's the thing, is that, there was a time when the club was the club would build acts.
Right.
So you would build a following on the road. Because I've been doing this 22 years now.
Yeah.
And then, but getting back to the other thing, what the hell was I talking about?
I don't know. You got ADD worse than me. Just take your pill today.
No. What was it? What the hell were we talking about?
You were telling me about Men's Health, Chris D'Elia, the specials.
About... Yeah, I forgot. For the artists and for nowadays.
Oh yeah, who sells tickets?
Right, who sells tickets? So, but as an artist, that's my goal, is just to be really good at what I do, help promote, get my name. You want to get the product out there. I always say there's 2 types of marketing. There's product recognition, and then there's marketing.
Yeah.
Like if you have a product that sells itself, you just got to let people know about it.
Sure. You just got to see it. Whatever.
I.e. Sebastian, Bill Burr. Because, you know, there was a time when, not that long ago, when they weren't selling out the guard. You know what I mean?
They weren't selling out my club.
So...
Not too long ago.
Now, prior to not too long ago, the industry controlled that gate, right? So if you weren't on TV, you couldn't be seen.
Right.
If they didn't put your special on the 3 outlets to get your special,
I know.
You're done. Now, they don't have that leverage anymore.
Right.
So Sebastian, Burr, we all blew up through the internet. And that's just getting your product really good enough to where people can see it and want to come see it.
And share it to other people.
And share it to other
easy.
people. So the point is, as an artist, you don't need permission to exist anymore, right? So just get...
The gates are open.
The gates are open. Put it out there, and if people like it, they like it. I always tell young comics, too, you only need 1% of America to like you.
Yeah, totally, right?
Just 1%.
That's all.
That's all you need.
I agree.
You need... If you can get 1,000 of your fans to spend $100 on you a year, that's 6 figures.
It sounds so easy.
Huh?
It sounds so easy. But how long did it take you to get there?
It takes a while.
It took you a long time.
It takes a while. Yeah. And then, you know, it does. It takes a while. There's a book that it's called The 1,000 True Fans that talks about this as well. Anyways, I don't want to bore everybody.
No,
so
you're not boring me. I'm interested.
I produced my own special. I did it myself.
Okay. Where'd you shoot it?
I shot it in LA. So when you look at when you look at the Men's Health magazine, it says Netflix, YouTube.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? There was nobody that put it out.
Through YouTube.
What I did was I released it, and then I went on Burr's podcast. I went on Kreischer's podcast.
Sure.
I went on all the podcasts, promoted it, and then, you know, then it's been sitting out almost 2.5 years now, and it's finally picked up momentum.
That's great.
Because you take that first step forward.
Yeah.
Right? So I literally got 2 no's. Like, I wanted to pre-sell it, and they were like, no. Then I said, all right, I'll shoot it myself. Then I put about 20 grand into it.
Right.
And then we got a couple Mickey Mouse offers.
That weren't worth it.
Yeah. Like, not only would I not make my money back, I wouldn't own it.
Sure.
And then I wouldn't be able to...
They were just throwing it out there like, if it happens, we'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Right. That happens every day in my business.
I figured, I did the math. I said, okay, if I spend about no more than $1,500 a year in sports gambling. Right? I mean, like, I'm still up $700 this year.
There you go. Okay.
So,
but that's your fun thing. That's your entertainment.
Right.
That's your money.
That's my money. And then I look at all the dumb
It's not an addiction.
No,
it's
at all.
a fun trip.
Absolutely.
You're going to make that clear.
But no, and then I looked at all the things that I spend money on, and I'm like, you know what? Why wouldn't I just gamble, bet on myself?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I do it every day.
Most businessmen do.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. Comics, a lot of artists don't view themselves as a business.
They need to.
Yeah.
They need to not only that, but they also need to invest in themselves.
Yeah.
I think showbiz told everybody, you need me to do everything. And now everyone realizes, like, well, this is my business too. I can run my business.
I would say almost maybe a decade to a little over a decade ago, you needed them. You don't need them anymore.
Correct. Because even when they sell you an act, they'll throw out that one shiny star credit, like they're gonna sell out because they had that one credit. It's like,
and when
you know how much work we have to do to sell a ticket? You think I just put that one credit on there?
You know, it's funny too. In any business, it's symbiotic. So, like the owner, you have to understand where everybody's coming from. Like, your job is to make money, which you do at the door. And you make your money at the bar.
At the bar,
and at the food. Because I've had the door. I've gotten to a place where some places I just get paid, and some places I get a guarantee.
Yeah.
And I've kept the door.
Yeah.
And when you keep the door,
sure,
you're making great money.
Right.
So that's your goal, is to make that money, to keep that. You got employees, you got bills, you got, family. There's things that everybody has to feed off each other. So there's a relationship here. So sometimes it's your job to get me to the radio and do this.
That's right.
It's my job to have people coming back.
Yeah. To entertain them while you're there.
There's some artists that just don't get that concept.
Some? More than half. The struggle is not ever connected. It's like you having an employee, they can't stand to work with you, but they show up every day just to show up.
Dude, you know what's insane? I've been on set, okay? And I've heard actors complaining
about stuff,
Well,
right?
I'm like, I can't believe and I'm thinking, I'm a month away from landscaping in Florida again.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I've been up at 6 a.m. I landscaped for 2 years.
As an entrepreneur,
At 6, no.
I'm the same way.
But I'm
It
saying,
doesn't matter how successful.
No, you're missing the point. Is I would be up at 6 a.m. and work to 5 p.m. landscaping for another company. It wasn't my company. And working in the hot sun just so I can do stand-up. Just so I could get money to move to L.A. Just so I could be an actor. And I was delivering pizzas at 31. I'm thinking of all the shit I did to get to that moment to be on set.
Yep.
And I'm only sitting, eating on a craft service table for 8 to 10 hours and listening to people complain as if they think...
As if they're literally...
As if they don't remember their
grass
journey.
by hand.
Yeah. But don't you... I'm like, don't you remember what you did? How many auditions you went on? So every time I'm on set, just like every time I'm on stage, I think about, would this be the last time I'm going to do it? You know, because you don't know when there's going to be a time when it's going to be the last time. I saw this thing going viral where it had the kids from The Lot, and they said there was a time in your life when you didn't know it, but this was the last time you guys were going to play together outside.
Sure.
Nobody knows
That's
that.
right.
You don't know when that's
exactly
happening.
right.
You know, so
That makes me water up a little bit.
I'm saying every time you're on stage, every time I was on set, I thought about the 22 years it gets me to be here. Getting up early, not being hungover, not showing up for radio all fucked up.
You were hungover a lot, though.
Huh?
You were hungover a lot.
I was up, though.
But you made it up, bro. You did battle through it, buddy.
No, there's nothing worse
shows
than
were a
landscaping hungover.
That's great. Guys, this is the Captain's Log. My guest, comedian Bret Ernst. Guys, you can see him at Off the Hook Comedy Club all weekend. You will not be disappointed. Laughs for an hour. They say if you laugh for an hour...
Well, in my case, hour 20.
Hour and 20.
I tend to run the light a little.
It's an hour and 20. I get it. They say, though, it's like doing 500 crunches.
Really?
Yeah. I had the doctor on my podcast the other day. 500 crunches.
Maybe that's why comics are usually out of shape, because we're fucking miserable. Don't worry, I'm not going to ramble like I am.
We're
It's
out.
still early for me.
Yeah, you got to do a show, you know? Here we go.